Hello everyone and good morning. Thank you all for coming. My name is Christian.
And I'm Caroline.
And I'm Sammy.
We will begin today's webinar with a tutorial. Today's tutorial will be focused on navigating Google Classroom, which is a popular software for online learning.
Once we are done, we will open up into optional private Zoom rooms to individually answer any questions you may have relating to or not to the tutorial. Please feel free to write down any questions you may have during the tutorial to ask after.
Before we begin, does anyone have any questions? At this point, you can unmute yourself if you do.
We will now begin the tutorial. Please remember to keep your mic muted and video off while we are presenting. Thank you, sit back and enjoy the tutorial. How to navigate Google Classroom, presented by ITeens.
Before we begin, we would like to remind you all about our all-new educational platform aimed at helping teachers, parents, and students in the virtual 2020 to 2021 school year. You can ask questions in our hotline, and for teachers, you can attend virtual live tutorials to help you with the online school experience. You can also access many resources through our hotline. Learn more at www.iteens-tech.org/education.
Now let's begin. What is Google Classroom? Google Classroom is an online classroom where teachers and students are able to interact virtually with each other. Some of these interactions include being able to turn in assignments online, communicating with students via chat, or assigning work to students to be given credit for later.
What we will cover. There are two ways you can use Google Classroom, one as a student and one as a teacher. Today, we will be talking about how to create a classroom as a teacher and how to join and navigate one as a student.
What to know? We will be going over how to create your own Google Classroom, but be aware that you will not be able to create one without a G Suite account, which is normally for teachers and administration.
How to create a class. Here are the steps on how to create a Google Classroom. Step 1. Type Google Classroom into your browser and enter the site. Then go to the top right-hand corner and press the plus button and then the Create Class button.
Step 3. Enter the name of the class you will be teaching so students can easily identify it. You can also add other descriptions of the class under the name.
Step 4. Press the Create button at the bottom right-hand corner. Send out the auto-generated code Google Classroom gives you to your students so they are the only ones able to join.
How to join a class. Now that there has been a class created, students are able to join so you can interact online. Here's how. Step 1. Again, type in Google Classroom into your browser and then enter the site.
Step 2. Go to the top right corner and press the plus button and then the Join a Class button. Step 3. Enter the class code that you received from your teacher. Notice, you will not be able to join any Google class without a code from someone who has created a class.
What to do now? Now that you have joined a class, you will be taken to the stream. The stream is where you can see everything that is happening, like the assignments teachers assigned, the comments students leave, or the links and announcements teachers publish.
There are different places to see different things. For example, if you only want to see the assignments you have, click the Classwork button at the top of the screen next to the Stream button. Again, unlike your stream, the Classwork tab will only show you what you have been assigned.
You can also see who else has joined the Google class by looking in the People tab.
Before we move on, does anyone have any questions?
Your work. Let's take a look at what classwork looks like when it's been assigned to you. Step 1. When either on your Stream or Classwork tab, click the assignment that you have to do. The assignment will show instructions the teachers wrote down for you.
Step 3. If there's nothing to virtually turn in, continue on by pressing the Mark as Done button. If there is something to turn in, press the plus Add or Create button.
Step 4. You now have the option to choose from where you would like to upload your work. Google Drive will have all the work you have ever created on using Google. You can upload a link that the teacher can use to get to your work, or you can upload different files like photos and screenshots.
Finally, press the Turn In button when you have attached all your work. Your work will now be graded by the teacher and given a score.
Tip: if you aren't sure what assignments you have already been assigned or are not sure when they are due, go to your Stream tab and look on the left-hand side to see your upcoming work.
If you have any questions for your teacher, instead of emailing them, go to the assignment you have a question about and type in the private comments section under where you would like to turn your work in. They will be notified that you left a comment there, and they will be able to respond to your comment.
If you need to access any work that you have ever turned in for that class, go to your Classwork tab and then click the Class Drive folder. This will take you to your class's Google Drive.
With the upcoming school year, it is very important to know how to use Google Classroom since it has been even more popular due to online school. Remember that you can become more comfortable with Google Classroom after using it for a while.
Thank you all for joining us. Are there any questions?